We'll talk some NHL here on the program right now. Live from Toronto. Don't hold it against him. He is a Montrealer at heart. You can follow him on twitter.com/thefourthperiod. And you can check out the website as well, thefourthperiod.com, as well as the magazine on newsstands. He is the editor-in-chief, Mr. Dave Pagnotta. How you doing, Dave?
I'm good, man. I'm exhausted, but I'm good.
Now, why are you exhausted? Shouldn't this have been the time when you didn't work as hard?
No, definitely not. I mean, with everything that's transpired over the last week or so, and especially over the last 36 to 48 hours, it's just been one thing after another, and you want to keep tabs on it. You hear a whole bunch of different things over the course of the week, the ups and the downs and the headaches and the frustration and the excitement and everything, and I'm glad we've gotten to a point now where it's all but done. The two sides just got to, get everything down on paper, and we're good to go.
Right, as opposed to, a cocktail napkin?
Yeah, ideally. That would be preferred.
Dave, we saw a lot of coverage on television with guys that are based in New York, standing outside hotel rooms and conference centers and all that kind of stuff. In terms of sources and information and so forth, you're a guy that travels a lot during the NHL season. I'm not sure if you had a chance to go down to New York for this time period, the last couple months. Was there a point in it for some of these guys? I mean, were you able to get some of the information just remotely as well?
Yeah, I did. I mean, for the most part, I wasn't in New York. I actually, around about 1 in the morning, I guess this morning, I had booked a flight at 7 a.m. to head out to New York because of everything that I had been hearing from folks on both sides. It was pretty simple for the most part to do the majority of our coverage remotely. Until things really started to get down to the wire, and more so than anything, just wanting to be there in the event that somebody walks in trying to get something, and trying to communicate with some of the other media colleagues that hopefully we can try to piece some information together. I managed to kind of handle that remotely for the most part. About 11 o'clock, I started to get an idea that maybe I should probably be down there, but overall. I'm just happy it's done. So whether I was there or not, for me it didn't really matter. I still managed to communicate with a number of people, had a chance to speak with Bill Daly throughout the day, back and forth along on email as well. And that kind of kept me abreast of what was going on during yesterday's kind of commotion.
Dave Pagnotta joining us from thefourthperiod.com, talking about the NHL situation now. Dave, are we looking at the 15th, the 19th as start dates, 48 games, 50 games? I mean, what's your information telling you?
It's all going to come down to when they get everything ratified and when they get everything sealed. The memorandum of understanding is what's going to be signed. The big document, the full CBA document, will be pieced together and signed at a later date. But the memorandum of understanding or memorandum of intent, letter of intent, however you want to call it, that's what's going to be ironed out over the next few days. And both sides want to rush it, but they also have to be very cautious in the way they do that because they want to make sure that they are reading this properly and all the language and legal jargon that's in this document is what the two sides really agreed on. And I would be beyond shocked if anybody tries to slip something in there because eventually it's definitely going to get caught. So let's not go through those games. Let's just get her done. And I mean, this is a collective bargaining agreement for a huge sport. It's a lot of documents, even this smaller one. So there's a lot of work that's going to go into this, and that'll determine if we get going on the 15th. If they can get things done by midweek, then I'm pretty confident. Then we're going to see the season start on Tuesday the 15th. Yeah,
I think there's a psychological thing to trying to get 50 games in, right? I mean, 48 games is what they've done in the past, but really 50 games, 5-0 has a little more credibility, legitimacy to it, perhaps, than 48. I know it's just rounding up a little bit, but every little penny counts when you've lost so much money.
Well, exactly, and that's the most important thing for from the league standpoint is thinking of it. Look, we can get 2 more home games in per club, and that's significant dollars. So let's try to do it. From a player standpoint, it's 2 extra games they're getting paid, and a longer period, a longer day cycle that they get paid. which is a bonus for everybody involved. I spoke to a bunch of players throughout the course of the day, trying to get a feedback from them as to whether they would prefer 50 games versus 50 games in a shorter training camp as opposed to 48 games and a longer camp, and longer really only being an extra few days. It was kind of split down the middle. Some guys just wanted to get out there and play, and other guys thought it might be a little more beneficial to have a little shorter. And the funny thing is, now that I think about it, most of the guys that wanted the 48-game season and a longer camp were the ones that actually had played overseas this season. So I guess maybe they're seeing something in their teammates that they've been practicing with, that they think they might need a few extra days at camp.
Now, Dave, is there any complications for anybody still over in Europe that's going to have a tough time getting out of contract, or it'll take a little longer, or nothing like that?
No, the only thing that's difficult is just their travel schedule and when they want to pack and get over here. Because as of now, technically they don't have to leave. If they have a game tonight or tomorrow, they could still play.
Now, is that opening up a whole other can of worms? In other words, are the teams kind of unofficially under the table, kind of saying, "Hey, get the hell out of there! Don't play another game. Please get back here. We got a title to win." Are the players trying to collect an extra check or two? Are the teams over there pressuring them to continue to play a game or two? I mean, what are you hearing?
Well, definitely, unofficially, the teams. The NHL teams want their guys back as soon as possible. They don't want them playing any game anymore overseas, whether it's in Russia, in Sweden, in Finland. Now, in the KHL is where they're seeing the most difficulty, because the teams in the K want those guys playing. And the biggest complication over there is the KHL All-Star Game is in a couple of weeks. It's this weekend, actually, I believe. And I don't think those guys are going to be allowed to stay. At the latest, we're going to see a lot of the guys having to come back for camp by the end of this coming week. And I would be shocked if any NHL players are going to be in that KHL All-Star Game. I know Pavel Datsyuk told local reporters tonight that he's thinking maybe I can squeeze in another game or two before I have to head back. But again, you got to wonder what the Detroit Red Wings really feel about that, because God forbid he tweaks something, pulls a muscle, gets knocked in the head, and then has to miss his season with Detroit. I think for the most part, most guys are going to come over as quickly as possible. I actually had a chance to talk to Dustin Brown, captain of the Kings, and he said that he was packing stuff up with his family. He's there with his 3 sons and wife, and they're just trying to find the quickest way home. It's been a little difficult for them. They're playing in Switzerland. It's been a little difficult for them trying to find the quickest exit route, but I think Dustin's going to head back to L.A. As early as tomorrow.
He is Dave Pagnotta. You can check him out on thefourthperiod.com and follow the tweets as well with all the information at @thefourthperiod on Twitter. Dave, thanks so much. We'll be in touch and talk soon. Best of luck in the next couple of weeks. I'm sure it'll be hectic for you.
It's going to be hectic for everybody. Yeah, and just keep a close eye on Galchenyuk for me at camp.
Oh, you love this guy. That's right. I forgot. What we hear, obviously, is that Michel Therrien and company were very happy with what they saw at Team USA, at the juniors with Team USA, and boy, oh boy, he's got a legit shot, doesn't he, to make the club?
I think so. Yeah, I definitely do. With the way he's performed in the O, and like you said, on Team USA, this kid is going to be something special. So if the Habs have a chance of getting him over there now, they might want to take it in this shortened season, or politics, they may want to wait and keep those 3 years on his entry deal as long as possible.
Yeah, it's true. You're wasting an entry year on 50 games. I hear you.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, thanks so much.
Thanks, buddy. Take care.